Hey there, awesome accounting student. Mark Franke here. This is the orientation for the Accounting 61 TurboTax Accounting. And I'm so glad that you're in the class. Purpose of this orientation is just to give you an overview of what you can expect this semester and how the class is structured. So probably be a good idea if you have the syllabus handy, which is available via an email I sent out to you, as well as in the Canvas shell or on my website. So there's 3 different places to get that. So TurboTax, of course, is one of the most popular programs for doing your tax returns, and that's why we've based this course around the TurboTax software, but the bottom line is you kind of have to understand what the software is doing, and the good thing is the program will do most of the work for you in terms of the heavy lifting. So the first thing that we're going to do is take a look at there, and I'll have a separate video for that, of the 1040 form. The 1040 form was revised a couple of years ago and simplified. TurboTax has obviously all the forms approved by the IRS in the software. And we're going to first talk about the filing status and different categories and tax rates that filing status works. We're going to talk about dependents and how that works when you have children, or even in some cases older taxpayers, older people that you support. As a taxpayer, you can claim them as a dependent. And then the first section that relates to the actual calculation of the tax is income. We always start with income. How much money did you make for different types of income that you might have, wages or Social Security payments or investment income, business income. We'll go through all of those types of income items. And then adjustments to income are things that we can deduct from income, like alimony payments or IRA deductions or contributions, or qualified business income deductions. So we'll talk about all of those things. And then from there, we can do itemized deductions. There's where we have mortgage payments, medical payments that are deductible, and charitable contributions, and those kinds of things, taxes that are deductible. Itemized deductions then reduce income to taxable income. From taxable income, we can apply tax credits, estimated payments, and then calculate the final amount or refund or tax due after that. The class is broken up into basically 3 cases. The cases are increasingly more difficult, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but so there's 3 cases, and then there's 3 versions of each case, and again we'll talk about that, but there's 90 points available for the cases that you submit. There's 90 points available for the exams, and then there'll be some discussion board items that you will participate in that deal with different topics for taxes. If you earn 90% or 180 points, that will earn you an A. 160 points or 80% is a B, and so on in the grading scale. That's all in the syllabus. In order to be able to prepare the tax returns, you need to have the TurboTax software. There is no textbook. I will provide you with all the case information that will allow you to prepare the tax returns for these cases. I've found that the cheapest way to do this is at Office Depot. You can buy just the federal. You don't need both the federal and the state. If you plan to file your tax return, it's probably cheaper just to get the federal and state bundled together with the e-file, but you don't need that for the class. For the class, really all you need is the federal, but one important thing is you need TurboTax Deluxe, We will have in our third case stock transactions and dividends and capital gains and things like that, so that you will need the deluxe version in order to do that. I provided you with a link. There's also a link in Canvas, and you again have to have the deluxe version, and it has to be the 2020 version. All of the check figures and cases are built on the 2020 version. All of the materials will be delivered via the Canvas website. If you're not familiar with Canvas, you will become familiar. It's on the Cerritos College website under the student section. You just log in, you use your student ID and your birth date. But hopefully you have already used Canvas. Canvas is very, very popular, and everything that you submit in Canvas, and I've given you a screenshot here of what the Canvas looks like. So each week I will have exactly what needs to be done on the home page of Canvas. So you just follow through step by step and do them in the order that they're listed, and you'll get everything done, and that'll be great. So the cases, there's 3 cases. The first case is a simple taxpayer with a job and a small business, very basic stuff. The second case is a married couple with dependent children where they both have W-2 income. There's some itemized deductions, child care credits, education credits, more complicated, and they still operate a small business on the side. So we'll see how that works. And then case number 3 is a married couple, retired, they have Social Security benefits, they have a portfolio of investment assets that they trade and have capital gains and then dividend income and different kinds of things. So those 3 cases will be in 3 versions. We have the practice case, which is the videos are based on the practice case. You just follow along. You can prepare you should prepare the tax return in TurboTax and get the exact same numbers that I get in the video. Then we have cases for submission. These are exactly the same concepts. This is just a different version of the case that you will submit. I will give you again a handout with all the information and some check figures so that you can prepare the tax return on your own using the practice case as an example. By the way, you can do the practice case over and over again as many times as you want. But when you submit it, you should submit the final one. And then the last one is, the last version is an exam case. Again, the same 3 cases. This is just a different version. And the exam, there will be no check figures. This will be timed. You'll have 2 hours to complete it, which should be plenty of time if you practiced. And but again, they follow the same 3 cases that we did with the practice and the submission. I will also have some discussion board items for you that relate to taxation and different types of concepts in taxation, and a lot of this is opinion about fair taxation, or why do we really need taxation? What's the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA, and some other tax deferred strategies. But anyway, so you will post comments to a discussion board and then respond to other students in the discussion board. The student learning outcomes for this class: you'll be able to prepare a simple tax return using TurboTax. You'll be able to identify types of income that is taxable, and you'll be able to identify supporting schedules that accompany an individual tax return. So I'm so happy that you've chosen to take this class. I look forward to working with you. What I want you to do after you finish viewing this video is send me an email. You can send it directly from an email place, or you can do it within Canvas. Probably a good idea to log into Canvas. Many of you have probably already logged in order to view this video, but send me an email, and I want this specific language so that it tells me that you viewed the orientation, and then I will give you the points that are assigned to it. So again, thanks for listening, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.